Hey, what's up, everybody? Gonna do a classic rock reaction, man. This is a complimentary quad, and it is a mix of 4 different artists, and all of these performances are live, man. And they're all situated in the 90s. It's 4 live performances from the 90s, and starting with Brian May doing Since You've Been Gone, followed by Bruce Dickinson doing Hell No, followed by Fleetwood Mac, Tusk, and then finally Uriah Heep doing Sunrise. So looking forward to that, man. I haven't done some Uriah Heep in almost well over a year for sure on this platform. So looking forward to that. So man, before I pop this off, I just want to give a shout out and a thanks to Svein Agvo. Excuse me if I don't pronunciate it right, man. So yeah, man, what we'll do is focus a little bit more on artist information rather than song detail. And I know Brian May is from Queen, and I didn't know that he had a solo career, and as well Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden. So that'll be really interesting to check out their solo efforts. So Brian May, his performance is in '93, Bruce Dickinson's is in '94, Fleetwood Mac is in '97, and Uriah Heep is in '99. So, first up, Brian May, Since You've Been Gone. Let's get it.
To the ground and I wake up. So I get out of bed, put on my shoes and in my head, thoughts right back to the breakup. These 4 walls are closing in. The water fix you put me in.
Since you've been gone, since you've been gone, out of my head can't take it.
That's more than you can hope for from a live performance, man. Lyrics are crisp and clear, easy to understand, good vocals, good harmony, good musicianship, excellent guitar solo, and something that I just learned, something new, that he had a solo career. Well, let's look into it, man. Brian May. And this was in 93, so I'm guessing perhaps maybe his solo album was released in 92. So let's focus on the man anyway. Brian May. Excuse the frog in my damn throat. I drank a little bit too much coffee and it always does that. Brian Harold May, CBE, born the 19th of July, 1947, is an English musician, singer, songwriter, record producer, author, astrophysicist, and university administrator. Damn, man. He is the lead guitarist of rock band Queen. May was a co-founder of Queen with lead singer Freddie Mercury and drummer Roger Taylor. May previously performed with Taylor in the band Smile, which he had joined while he was at university. Within 5 years of their formation in 1970, bass player John Deacon joined to complete the lineup in 1971. Queen had become one of the biggest rock bands in the world with the success of the album A Night at the Opera and its single Bohemian Rhapsody. From the mid-70s until the early 90s, Queen was constantly in the UK charts and played at some of the biggest venues in the world, including at Live Aid in '85. As a member of Queen, May became regarded as a virtuoso musician. He was identified with a distinctive sound created through his layered guitar work, often using a home-built electric guitar called the Red Signal. Right. I might have read about this before, yeah, but that rings a familiar bell. May wrote numerous hits for Queen, including We Will Rock You, I Want It All, Fat Bottom Girls, Flash, Hammer to Fall, Save Me, Who Wants to Live Forever, Too Much Love Will Kill You, and The Show Must Go On. Following the death of Mercury in '91, aside from the '92 tribute concert, the release of Made in Heaven in '95, and the '97 tribute single to Mercury, No One But You, Only the Good Die Young, written by May, Queen were put on hiatus for several years, but were eventually reunited by May and Taylor for further performances featuring other vocalists. In 2005, a Planet Rock poll saw May voted the 7th greatest guitarist of all time. Okay, so he is ranked quite high. He was ranked at number 26 on Rolling Stone's list of the 100 greatest guitarists of all time. Okay. In 2012, he was ranked the 2nd greatest guitarist in a Guitar World magazine readers poll. In 2001, May was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a member of Queen, and in 2018, the band received the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award. May was appointed a CBE by Queen Elizabeth II in 2005 for services to the music industry and for charity work. May earned a PhD degree in astrophysics from Imperial College London in 2007 and was Chancellor of Liverpool John Moores University from 2008 to 2013. He was a science team collaborator with NASA's New Horizon Pluto mission. He is also a co-founder of the awareness campaign Asteroid Day. Asteroid 52665, Brian May, was named after him. May is also an animal rights activist campaigning against the hunting of foxes and the culling of badgers in the UK. Wow, very, very noble. Good luck with that, man. That tradition is as old as the British Empire itself. So, Since You've Been Gone is a song written by former Argent guitarist Russ Ballard and first released on his 1976 album Winning. Argent. Somebody says that they're thinking about sending me an Argent reaction, and I can't remember who the hell that is now. Argent. I'm trying to think of, I know they're notable, but I can't think of a song that they've done yet. I'll feel like an idiot after I look it up. So, famous covers includes Rainbow, the Illinois rock band Head East, Alcatraz, also fronted by Graham Bonnet, Brian May of Queen, South African all-female band Clout, and by former Runaways vocalist Sherry Curry as a duet with her sister Mary Curry. Okay, so the song has been covered by a number of people. Good tune though, very good tune. And a really excellent cover by May, especially that guitar solo in the middle. It's got to put it up there as probably one of the best versions of the song, without even hearing the rest, for sure. Alright, man, so let's hit up our next track, and that is Hell No, live in '94 by Bruce Dickinson. One of my favorite rock vocalists, man. I gotta do more Iron Maiden. I'm blown away that they never made Artist of the Month. Alright. Bruce Dickinson, Hell No, live. Let's get it.
I'm gonna pause for some inspiration.
No video.
That's breathing.
Nice slow build.
Screaming hell no, my king! What a wonderful bunch of well-balanced, you must all be fucking Buddhists. You're all so pure and clean. Screaming for me, my king, come on! Screaming out hell no, sing it! Come on, hell no, come on!
Where do you put Bruce on your list of great rock vocalists? He's definitely a top 5.
Scream it out, hell no! Shout out, hell no! Scream out, hell no! Come on, hell no! Hell no! Welcome to the breakdown! Hell no! Oh, where do we belong? In this place where we fight. Oh, where did we go wrong? Screaming hell no! Oh, where do we belong? In this place where we fight. Oh, where did we go wrong?
What an excellent, excellent vocalist, man. And, you know, so far in my rock and roll explorations, you know, you come across certain key people that stand out in your mind, you know, whether they're being drummers, guitarists, vocalists. And where it comes to vocalists, yeah, you know, I put Bruce rather, definitely up there with some of the great vocalists. And I have this trilogy in my mind. I said Rob, meaning Rob Halford, and then also Ronnie James Dio. Whenever I think, or whenever I do a reaction, and it happens to be, let's say, Bruce, I'm also thinking in my mind, comparing him to that of the similarity factor of Rob Halford and Ronnie James Dio, and vice versa in that mix of those three vocalists. And I'm sure that you can throw a couple of other vocalists in there, especially from the metal genre of things. But these three gents, for me, are on the same level here. You know, their delivery, their passion, the clarity of their delivery. It's a big one for me, man, where it comes to vocalists. And the notes that they can carry, the notes that they can hold, and the longevity factor, all of these things. These three guys, man, Bruce, Ronnie, and Rob, they seem to be a solid ball, you know, to me. They seem to be cut from the exact same cloth. I hold those guys in the highest of regards, man. And when you're talking about vocalists in rock and roll, especially in metal, hard rock, that sort of thing, they're definitely top 5, man. Absolutely. Where do you put, what do you think of my thoughts putting Bruce in the same company with Rob and Ronnie? Let me know about that. Am I crazy? Have I pissed anyone off? Or am I right on? Sometimes I'm right on and sometimes I'm not, based on, you know, who's addressing me. But let me know about that, you know, because it helps to kind of steer my focus, steer my thinking, my sentiments, and all of these things, you know. So you guys are a really, really big influence on me on how I perceive things, how I see things. So let me know your thoughts about that. Am I right on it? Am I right to think that way? Or am I on the other side of the orbit? Let me know. All right, man. So, Bruce Dickinson. I don't think I've ever actually read a bio for Bruce himself outside of Iron Maiden. So let's see what this dude is all about, man. Bruce Dickinson. Paul Bruce Dickinson. Born the 7th of August, 1958. is an English musician known for his work as lead singer of heavy metal band Iron Maiden since 1981. He is renowned for his wide-ranging operatic vocal style and energetic stage presence. Dickinson began his career in music fronting small pub bands in the 70s while attending school in Sheffield and university in London. In '79, he joined British new wave heavy metal band Samson, with whom he gained some popularity under the stage name Bruce Bruce, and performed on 2 studio records. He left Samson in '81 to join Iron Maiden, replacing Paul Di'Anno, and debuted on their 1982 album The Number of the Beast. Did Paul Di'Anno not come back after Bruce left for a short while? Obviously, he left for to do some solo stuff. I'm pretty sure Paul came back, and then Bruce came back, and now Bruce is fronting the band again. Do I have the timeline right? During his first tenure in the band, they issued a series of US and UK platinum and gold albums in the 80s and early 90s. Dickinson quit Iron Maiden in '93, being replaced by Blaze Bayley, to pursue his solo career, which saw him experiment with a wide variety of heavy metal and rock styles. He rejoined the band in '99, along with guitarist Adrian Smith, with whom he has released 6 subsequent studio albums. Since his return to Iron Maiden, he issued one further solo record in 2005, Tyranny of Souls. His younger cousin, Rob Dickinson, is the former lead singer of British alternative rock band Catherine Wheel, while his son, Austin, fronted the metalcore band Rise to Remain. Metalcore. I've not heard that term before. Outside his career in music, Dickinson is well known for his wide variety of other pursuits. Most notably, he undertook a career as a commercial pilot for Astrius Airlines, which led to a number of media-reported ventures, such as captaining Iron Maiden's converted charter airplane Ed Force One during their world tours. Following Astrius's closure, he created his own aircraft maintenance and pilot training company in 2012, Cardiff Aviation. Nice. Dickinson presented his own radio show on BBC Radio 6 Music from 2002 to 2010, and has also hosted television documentaries, authored novels and film scripts, created a successful Beer and Robinson's brewery, and competed at fencing international competitions. Wow. Okay, that's a lot about the man that I certainly didn't know. So Hell No appears on Alive in Studio A. It's a heavy metal album released by Iron Maiden frontman Bruce Dickinson in '95. The album does not include new songs, but instead re-recordings of songs from Bruce's first 2 solo albums, Tattooed Millionaire and Balls to Picasso, with his new band lineup. This lineup would record the next album, Skunkworks. The first CD was recorded live at Metropolis Studios in London, while the second CD is composed of live recordings at the Marquee Club with his new band. The idea was for a low-key release of these double albums, and according to the booklet in the 2005 release, Bruce Dickinson was less than pleased when the record company tried to pass them off as new material. Record companies, man. Alive in Studio A was originally meant as a live session to be played on a US radio station. However, this never took place. Okay, so that's all the information given about Hell No and Alive in Studio A. Isn't that something? The radio company, the recording company, taking that kind of bold, independent step, trying to pass something off as new material, that could literally ruin a musician's reputation and trust with the fan base. You know what I mean? Just some stupid-ass record company doing silly things like that. And it would probably be hard-pressed to sue them, for that sort of thing. I don't know. It might be an easy thing, but these guys, they seem to know how to dig themselves in, right? Oh well. So, let's hit up our next track, man. And that is Tusk Fleetwood Mac. It's been almost 3 years since Fleetwood Mac was Artist of the Month. It's unbelievable. So this is Fleetwood Mac, and sorry, just going back to my note here. Fleetwood Mac in '97. And it doesn't say, it says The Dance, so maybe it's a popular TV show or something. Either way, let's get it.
Thanks a lot. Good night. We'll see ya.
You're not going anywhere, man.
God bless. Thanks very much, everyone, for coming. Thank you. Good night.
Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you soon. And it's just a blessing that you're here. Thank you so much.
It'd be great to see these guys get back together, the original lineup. There was magic there. But there was also a whole bunch of petty squabbles. Take the bad with the good, I guess. Band backing them up, but it made me think of the video. I'm going back to the video. And Stevie was twirling a baton. I remember that. That'd be a fun time, man.
USA Marching Band! And we're not done yet. We never did this with the brass section before, so this should be interesting.
Oh man, I was just getting into it. Fantastic, man. What a band. What a history. What a great collection of fantastic hits. And such a wide array of talented people to come and go through their ranks. And you know, their history is so rich, starting of course with the great Peter Green, you know, and going all the way up into the other areas, and then ending up with the Buckingham Nicks era. Yeah, man, fantastic. I really enjoyed myself when I was going through, you know, all of those years and lineups of Fleetwood Mac, you know, when they were Artist of the Month. I believe it was it November of 2018? Damn, man. So these guys, like I said, you know, going through their history, learning about their history and everything like that, you got to take the bad with the good, you know. There's some bad and there's a tremendous amount of good. So of course you focus on the good. And their history is just so bold and out there. It's like an open book as to what the hell was going on, especially with this lineup. But I hope that they will be able to mend fences. Maybe they have already, I'm not quite sure. I know that they released Lindsey Buckingham because he and Stevie Nicks couldn't get along, and there was an ultimatum passed there, and so they had to let one of them go. And so hopefully there's they can reconcile. Maybe not even in performing because they're older now, but just being at peace, that sort of thing, mending fences. One can only hope, but you never know, right? You know, egos that large, reaching those heights of success, you know, the ego also rises, and so sometimes it's hard to get over that hurdle, isn't it? But yeah, man, Fleetwood Mac. I won't read the intro to Fleetwood Mac because just reading the intro to a band like this will take all morning, and they need no introduction. So let's just go straight to the song. Tusk. Tusk is a song by British-American rock band Fleetwood Mac from the 1979 double LP of the same name. The song peaked at number 8 in the US for 3 weeks, reached number 6 in the UK, where it was certified silver for sales for over 250,000 copies. It reached number 5 in Canada and number 3 in Australia. It was one of the first songs to be released during using a digital mixdown from an original analog source. The single was released with 2 different picture sleeves in many territories. The first featured the black and white picture of producer-engineer Ken Callette's dog Scooter snapping at a trouser leg, the same as that used for the album cover, whilst the second featured a plain cover with the same font as the album cover but without the dog picture. A limited promotional 12-inch version featuring mono and stereo versions was also released to US radio stations. A slightly different mix of the track appeared on the retrospective 4-disc compilation 25 Years, The Chain in '92. History. Oh, geez, it just popped into my head. I think I've got a Stevie Nicks reaction coming up. It's Sarah. And again, sorry, I can't recall who is sending it to me, but I know that's coming up at some point. So, history. Looking for a title track for the as yet unnamed album, Mick Fleetwood suggested that they take the rehearsal riff that Lindsey Buckingham used for sound checks. Producers Richard Dashit and Ken Callett hence created a drum-driven production. In addition to the standard drum kit, Fleetwood Mac also experimented with different found sounds on the song. different sounds. Different found sounds. Okay, that doesn't seem to make sense, but maybe it does to musicians. Fleetwood and Buckingham played lamb chops and a Kleenex box on the track, respectively. There's a quote here. Okay, it's Mick Fleetwood. I'm playing floor toms, and I overdubbed a lot of American Indian wood tribal drums. It's a whole hodgepodge of Kleenex boxes, drums, weird stuff, slapping of lamb chops and things. I got a big leg of lamb in there somewhere. I'm hitting it with a spatula. Mick Fleetwood. Needless to say, they had a tremendous amount of fun making this. At the request of Fleetwood, the band teamed up with the University of Southern California's Trojan Marching Band to play on the single. A mobile studio was installed in LA Dodger Stadium to capture the marching band. The recording session for the marching band took place June 4th, 79. Same recorded footage of the session made it into the song's music video. Yeah, that was a great video. John McVie was in Tahiti during the Dodger Stadium recording, but he is represented in this video by a cardboard cutout carried around by Mick Fleetwood and later positioned in the stands with the other band members. Yes, and at that point I think he was going through, it was either separation or divorce from Christine. The Trojan Marching Band's contribution set a record for the highest number of musicians performing on a single. At the time, the marching band had 112 members. During a game at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, Buckingham, Nix, and Fleetwood presented the Trojan Band on October 4th, 1980 with a platinum disc for their contribution on Tusk. The song was also performed with the USC Band during Fleetwood Mac's 1997 concert for the recording of the live album The Dance. For the Tusk tour, the band used an Oberheim 4 voice synthesizer played by keyboard tech Jeffrey Silva to cover the horn parts. An OBX with a cassette interface was kept backstage if the 4 voice broke down. Christine McVie, who was expected to handle a percussionist part for live renditions of Tusk, instead opted to play the accordion, an instrument she never intended to learn. Okay. Quote, it was just laying around the stage one day. I wasn't sure what I was going to play on Tusk. I thought I might wind up playing some kind of percussion, but I just picked it up and started doing the riff. Unquote. Great improvisation there. It looks very natural in the video we just saw. In 2014, it was featured on the soundtrack of Kevin Smith's movie of the same name. Reception. Billboard magazine described Tusk as an eerie combination of vocals and a heavy percussion track. Billboard suggested that it was not as accessible as other Fleetwood Mac songs and that it was more difficult to get a handle on the hook. Okay. I don't know if eerie is the right way to describe it. I would say not very conventional of the Fleetwood Mac signature sound, you know, especially when you're thinking about the 3 lead singers, you know, it's something that is a little bit out there, but it's expected because it was more the brainchild of Mick Fleetwood himself, right? The percussionist. So that's how I see it. Unconventional, not eerie. All right, let's hit up our final track, man. And that is Uriah Heep, Sunrise, and it's live in '99. I gotta go back in time and check my Uriah Heep reactions, but I don't believe I've ever seen these guys perform live, man. So, Sunrise, Uriah Heep, '99. Let's get it.
The old and a little bit of the new. We got about 30 years of rock and roll for you guys tonight, but we're just warming up. Come on. And a new day breaking through, a morning of another day without you. And as the hours roll by, no one's there to see me cry except the sunrise. The sunrise in you. Across the shore and looking for love and nothing more. But as the sea rolls by, no one's there to see me cry except the sunrise. The sunrise in you. Sunrise, bless my eyes, catch my soul and make me whole again. Sunrise, you dare hear my song. Tired of fighting and fooling around. So from now till who knows when, my sword will be my friend. And I love you for all of my time. My soul and make me whole again. Sunrise, bless my eyes, catch my soul and make me whole again. Sunrise, bless my eyes, catch my soul and make me whole again.
Focused. After all these years, he's still got it. I'm assuming he's the original vocalist. Right on. Another one of those great bands making excellent use of the organ, you know? Some of these great bands out there, man, like the Deep Purples and the ELPs, making such really, really great use of the organ. It's one of those instruments in rock and roll that is absolutely essential, but doesn't seem to get its due. Now, of course, nothing will ever stand even on the same plateau of the guitar. But yeah, you know, the organ definitely deserves a little bit more of a spotlight, you know. I was actually at one point in time thinking about featuring bands for like an entire month, organ-based bands, something like that, and just feature bands that really made good use of the organ. Even if it's in one performance, at least they made it shine. When I'm talking about one performance, I'm thinking about You Shook Me by Led Zeppelin, when John Paul Jones just does that solo. It's eerie, it's creepy, it gets under your skin. It really, really makes you take notice of how incredible the organ can be in the lineup of rock and roll instruments. Anyway, whenever I think of the organ, I think of these particular bands, and Uriah Heep is one of those bands I think of. All right, so let's do a little read on these guys because they're very notable. They've been around a while, and at the same time too, I think that they are not as renowned as they should be. And of course, the reason being is that they're probably taking a back seat to the Pink Floyds and to the Deep Purples and that sort of thing. But at the same time, there's those of you who will feel that, no, Wayne, you're wrong, man. They stand shoulder to shoulder with these guys. What are you talking about? It's just my impression, but it's an ignorant one. So let's see if I can educate myself and set myself straight here. A little info on the band first. So Uriah Heep. Uriah Heep are an English rock band formed in London in '69. Their current lineup includes lead and rhythm guitarist Mick Box, keyboardist Phil Lanzon, lead vocalist Bernie Shaw, drummer Russell Gilbrook, and bassist Dave Rimmer. They've experienced numerous lineup changes throughout their 52-year career, leaving Box as the only remaining original member. Okay. Guitarist Mick Box, that's the guy that was smiling a lot. Alright. Notable former members of the band includes vocalist David Byron, John Lawton, John Sloman, Peter. Holy shit. I'm sorry guys, I didn't look down the list. This is a long list of, oh my gosh, man. They had a tremendous amount of people in their ranks come and go and still kept their notoriety and everything intact. Usually when you have such a lineup of people coming and going, it seems to dip a little bit, and it seems to not be to your advantage. And sometimes your legacy is compromised, but it doesn't seem to have done too much damage to the Uriah Heep and their greatness and their notoriety. But let me know about that again. That's just an ignorant observation, and it might not be based on fact. Yeah, let me skip past the list of all of the people who've been through their ranks, man. Damn. Uriah Heep have released 24 studio albums of original material, 20 live albums, and 41 compilation albums, including 2 greatest hits albums. That's a lot of albums. 12 of the band's studio albums have made it to the UK albums chart. Return to Fantasy. Oh wow, they're breaking it down too. Yeah, let's skip over that list. Uriah Heep are notable for being part of the early 70s rock scene, along with other British bands like Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, and Deep Purple, and have been referred to as pioneers of the hard rock, heavy metal, and progressive rock genres. The band has sold over 40 million albums worldwide, with over 4 million sales in the US, where its best known songs include, it's a lot of songs, man, Gypsy, Easy Livin', The Wizard, Sweet Lorraine, Stealin' among them. They also maintain a significant following and perform at arena-sized venues in the Balkans, Germany, Japan, Netherlands, Russia, Finland, Scandinavia. Sunrise. Sunrise is a song by British rock band Uriah Heep, originally released on their 5th studio album, The Magician's Birthday, in '72. The song was written by Ken Halsley and sung by David Byron. The song is considered one of the band's classics, and it also became famous for its live performances in late '72 and '73. It was included as the opening track on the band's first ever live album, Uriah Heep Live, in '73. The song was recorded and mixed at Lansdowne Studios in London in September of '72 and released on The Magician's Birthday in November of the same year. The song is also the B-side of the single Spider Woman. Okay, so that's the information given for Sunrise, and the information given for Uriah Heep, man. So many people have come through their ranks, and they're still around, 52 years and counting. That is quite an accomplishment in itself, man. All right, no mention of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, so I'm assuming that they have not yet been inducted. What the hell's wrong with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame now? I don't get them at all. Anyways, man, hey, great, excellent quad here. It's fine. And thank you very much for showcasing, especially Brian May and Bruce Dickinson in a solo capacity, because I wasn't aware that they had a solo career, especially Brian May. Maybe Bruce Dickinson in passing, but especially Brian May, it came as a little bit of a surprise, a pleasant one, of course. Yeah, so good on them, man. But this whole quad was a really nice mix, and I really dig some of the live footage, you know, because like I said with Uriah Heep, I didn't know what the guys looked like, you know, especially in live performances. So that was a real treat. Always cool to see Fleetwood Mac on stage. Fleetwood Mac, they have a really great dynamic between the three front people and then McVie and Fleetwood in the back. And I really like the energy between Buckingham and Nix. They are soul partners. Yes, they might not be married to each other, but they are soul partners. Whether they are talking to each other at one point or warring with each other at the other, where it comes to the music factor, they're definitely soul partners. If you guys haven't seen my reaction, Silver Springs, check that shit out, man. And again, it's a live performance. And in that performance, Stevie turns and she looks right at Lindsey Buckingham, and she's singing directly to him. That shit was intense, let me tell you. And it made one realize that, you know, they have so much history together, and even their respective partners in life who came after this relationship will have to understand that, yeah, you know, these two, to a certain degree, own each other's soul. They're just connected like that, right? So, yeah, man, check that out. I'll try and see if I can find it and maybe attach it in the body of this particular reaction. Anyway, really excellent quad. It's fine. Thanks very much. I appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoy this. I really enjoy checking out live performances, especially when they're performed this well. All of these performances were performed very well. Vocal delivery was clear, on point, not too winded, and it wasn't too choppy or anything like that. That's a really excellent live performance to be enjoyed, and that's how I like it. Anyways, have a good one, y'all. Next up, I got reactions I gotta hit up real quick. I'm running late, man. Charles, Don, Timothy, Jeffrey, I got those coming up real soon this week. So you guys have a good one. Take care. Oh yeah, I also got a Zeppelin one coming up. I believe it's a concert bootleg, if I'm not mistaken. I know there's a Jimmy Page interview in and around that area as well. I'll see when I get there. Anyways, have a good one. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.